With a body tool, you're going to grab these pins and just pull up on them. There's 2 of them. And you can grab this, just slide it right out of the gearbox. I'm going to remove the upper bracket for that covers the belt, drive belt, 10mm socket. Loosen up the alternator back bracket to pull this out of the way. That's a 12mm socket. You can lift that right up. Now we're going to loosen up the alternator belt tensioner, 12mm socket. And then I can, same 12mm. Now we can remove the belt. I'm going to take this bolt completely out. There's a nut in the back here. Make sure it doesn't drop down in. Now you can pull that pivoting bolt right out. You can lift this alternator right up out of the way. Use a pry bar or a screwdriver and just pull this back off. And go back and forth. Now we have a single prong connector. I'm just going to grab a flathead screwdriver, try to delicately pull this off. I might end up grabbing a pair of pliers, but you don't want to break the wire with a connector. There we go. I have a 24mm socket. Slip it right over the sensor. Take the new sensor, start it by hand. Once it stops, I have an oil pressure switch socket. Once it hits bottom, we're going to turn it about another quarter turn. Take our connector and slide it right over. Make sure it makes a good connection. Ready to go. So now I'm going to install the alternator again. Line up the back ears. Gonna get a rubber mallet. There we go. Let's put that bolt through. The nut on the back is like a bracket. And you're not going to tighten that all the way because of the shield that sits in there, but you can lift this up and get this one started. Snug it up. I'm going to put the alternator belt on around the power steering pump, then around the alternator. Now we can snug that up. Make sure it sits in all the grooves. Before I torque that down and tighten that down, I'm going to put the bracket back on and put it between the 2 washers. Put the fat washer against the alternator. That one like that. Bolt goes there. So now I can tighten this up, the brackets in place. So I'm going to torque up the alternator adjusting bolt, and that's 22 foot-pounds. I'm going to do the back bolt at 22 foot-pounds. Putting the last back cover on. Line that one up. That's a 10mm socket. Socket. Let's put the air dam in. So before you remount these, you have to take this bushing off of the plastic clip. Then you can put the bushing in, like that. Do the same to the other side. Once they're both in, line them up and just push the push tab right in.